So how do we solve problems like this? Well, these are quadratics, but we don't actually want to factor these necessarily. We don't need to, because look how there's only the x squared term, and that's the only time that x appears. So in here, to get x by itself, all we have to do is square root both sides. Except for, here's the key thing here, and this is absolutely critical, that whenever you square root both sides of an equation, you have to always remember to include the plus or minus. So for this, we're going to get x equals plus or minus the square root of 5. And the reason being, because if we tried to plug that in, if we plugged in negative square root of 5 in for x, see what will happen. We have to square both of these things. So when we square the negative, it just becomes positive again anyway. And we still just get the positive 5 that we want. So that's all there is to an equation like this, but it's absolutely critical. Remember how we said quadratics have two solutions. So we have the positive solution and the negative solution, plus or minus the square root of 5. And then for this one, we're going to have to do the same type of thing, just a little bit more, because we're going to have to square root both sides. So we get x minus 2 equals plus or minus, because we square rooted both sides, 4. And now you might be tempted to just add 2 to both sides now and get plus or minus 6, but that's not how it's going to go, because this is two different numbers. This is really two different equations. This is x minus 2 equals negative 4, and x minus 2 equals positive 4. And so we really have to treat those differently, because see, here when we add 2 to both sides, we'll get 6. But here when we add 2 to both sides, we're adding 2 to negative 4. So negative 4 plus 2 gets us negative 2 for x. So you got to be really careful about that too, that when it's plus or minus, that means two equations. The one where it's positive and the one where it's negative. You can't just treat that like it's one equation.